If you have 20 bucks burning a hole in your pocket and you're wondering what you can buy with that money, well, stick around because we're going to share with you our top 5 items that we would buy for less than 20 bucks. All right, everyone, thank you for checking in. I am Chase, and today we have a good video for you. We want to share with you our top 5 accessories that we would put on a motorcycle that all cost 20 bucks or less. Now, I'm going to be totally honest with you. When we first started talking about this idea, I thought it was going to be difficult to come up with a solid list of 5 items to talk about. But after we started talking about it more, we started making our list, I quickly found out that there's actually several items that I have always had on all my dirt bikes that all cost less than 20 bucks. So that's what we want to share with you today. Now remember, if you have an item that you have on your motorcycle that you don't see in our list, well, tell us what it is. What do you think we should have up here in our top 5? Get that conversation started. Now to start this out, first one that we have up here, it's these Nihilo Concept lever wraps. I just recently started running these on my dirt bike. I actually really like these. Simple concept, but it's effective. It's a wrap that just goes right over your clutch lever or your brake lever. You cut it down to the correct length. You put it on there, you get some hot air on there using a heat gun or even a blow dryer. It shrinks down, it stays in place, and what it does, just gives you a little extra grip on your levers. So if you feel like your levers get slippery, especially if they get wet, Nihilo Concept's lever wrap will help solve that. And I think they just kind of look cool too, and they're really inexpensive. I think they're 10 bucks or less. Nihilo Concept's lever wraps. The next item is what I consider a must-have. I've had these on all my dirt bikes for years. It's the Cherubies foot peg covers. If you've ever gone through a rut, you drag your foot peg, you go to put your foot back on there, you notice your foot peg stuck straight up in the air. That's because mud packs up underneath your foot peg as you go through there. It's a total nightmare because then you got to go take a screwdriver or the pressure washer. You got to try and get that mud out of there. To avoid that headache and to where your foot peg always goes back to flat after you go through those turns, get some of these. They slip right over the foot peg. They go on in just a few seconds. This way, mud can't pack underneath the foot peg, and it always stays flat. Must-have accessory. Third item, folding shift lever from Tusk. Now, there are a lot of bikes now that do come with folding shift levers, which is awesome. So if you already have a folding shift lever, this will just give you a little facelift for your motorcycle. You've got anodized aluminum. You can replace the tip when it does wear out, which is nice. But if you have a bike that doesn't have a folding shift lever, you got to get one of these. If you do have a crash or a tip over, and if you bend your brake pedal, that can end your day of riding. So with these, simple, the tip just folds. That way, much less likely to bend or break if you do have a crash or, like I said, just something as simple as a tip over. Fourth item, again, another item that I've had on all my motorcycles, it's these Tusk rotating bar clamps. What these do is they just replace one of the clamps that you have on your clutch perch or your brake master cylinder. And you can see that this clamp has this plastic insert. So now when you put this on, you have plastic against the metal of your handlebar versus metal on metal, and it allows your brake or your clutch to rotate if you crash. Now, if you already have folding brake levers and shift levers, might not need these, but for those riders that don't, like me, this is a must-have accessory because now if I do crash, my master cylinder or my clutch can rotate on the handlebar, much less likely to bend or break your levers. So for me, really nice accessory to have. I always recommend having these. Another little tip with these though is that when you're putting these on, don't over tighten them. You want it tight enough to where you can't grab your brake master cylinder or your clutch and sit there and just rotate it with your hands, but you want it loose enough that if you did go down, it can rotate a little bit. So just keep that in mind. Last item that we have up here is these bar ends from ODI. These are made from anodized aluminum. Now for riders that have ever crashed and you've tore your grips, I hate it. It's a total pet peeve of mine, especially on the throttle side because if you damage your throttle tube, dirt can get inside there. It's not going to work as well. You got to replace your grip and your throttle tube. So to add some durability to your grips, you can get some of these bar ends from ODI. There's a lot of cool colorways to choose from. Real simple. You just cut off the ends of your grips and then these just slide right into your handlebars. You do want to make sure though that some handlebars do have inserts on the ends, so just be aware of that. But with these, they just slide right in the end. That way, if you do have a crash or even just a tip over, you are going to add some protection to the ends of your grips. Now, if you don't want to go with these, there are also lock-on grips like I have right now from ODI. They are over 20 bucks. Another great option though, just because they do have a hard plastic insert on the outside. A little bit more durable than just a standard grip. But those are our top 5 accessories that I would recommend that all cost 20 bucks or less. These all really have to do with control, so where you're touching the motorcycle, the handlebar, and the foot peg area. So if you have questions or comments about any one of these, we want to get those answered, so make sure to leave those below. And to grab these, then head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com, or you can just click on the link. And remember, if you like this little top 5, you want to see more like it, get subscribed to Rocky Mountain YouTube channel. Stay up to date. I am Chase. We'll see you on the trails.